I'm wondering if you believe it yet. I'm wondering if you believe it yet. I don't think you do. I don't think you get it. I don't think you have, unfortunately, the younger generation doesn't have the wherewithal or the ability to understand what's going on. The older generation just thinks that everything's hunky-dory because they've got their house that they inherited from their parents. And tail end Gen Xers like myself, we're watching it go down the toilet. Two times in as many months, some psychopath has attempted to unalive the front runner in an election. Okay. My question is to the left, to the progressives, to the people who are trying to do this, the people who would, let me dare say, would be happy that this happens. What do you think happens next after that? What do you think happens after that? What do you think happens? Do you think, oh, everything goes away, everything's fine? Is that what you think happens? You think you pro-choice, insanely unattractive, obese women who hate Donald Trump, who would love to see him unalived, do you think it ends well for the country? Those police that you want to defund, you think they're going to stand with you? Think they're going to protect you? I would hope not. I would hope you're thinking in reality. What happens if that happens? You want to talk about galvanization. You want to talk about people being pitted against each other. We open our door to everyone on this side of the aisle. Don't care if you've been manipulated to become trans. Don't care if you become manipulated to if you're part of the LGBT community. Don't care about any of that. Whatever it is, it is. Hey, your life, live it the way you want. As long as you're able to make money, you're paying your taxes. Hey, whatever. This is twice in as many months that they tried to do this to this man. Because he dares stand up for the middle class and the people who can't fight for themselves, who don't have the funds to fight for themselves. And yet here we are. And I know I'm going to rattle some cages, and I don't give a rat's ass anymore. Not like anybody watches these anyway, because YouTube doesn't like me. That's fine. You are living in a rainbows and unicorn world. Some of the boomers are so effed up and retarded. That's right, retarded. They're so fried from the drugs they did back in the late 60s that they think they're better than everybody. And by the way, you insane, paranoid, delusional schizophrenics that have signs in your windows that say, Jesus is my savior, Trump is my president. Do us a favor. Do us a favor. Can you take the Trump is my president part out of your window? Because the smart people who actually are, intelligent enough to understand what's going on, to see the entire picture from the 30,000-foot view. We see what's going on. We don't want to be affiliated with you. Because everybody that ever speaks to you knows you're a fucking retard. Okay? That includes the women who think that they're feminists, but they need men to pay the rent in their house. That includes the women who think the neighbors were breaking into the home and loosening door handles. That includes their offspring. We have a serious mental health disorder in this country. What you saw today, again, is unstableness. You have just over a month. A month and 20 days? Month and 21 days? Even if he wins, you ever think they're going to let him swear him? Do you ever think they're going to swear him in? Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, Dick Cheney, John Bolton, Brennan, Clapper. They're expecting billions of dollars in a payday. They're expecting billions of dollars. You think they're not going to stop? You think you're going to stop them from collecting that money? If you believe that, your brains are so cooked, it's not even funny. You saw what they did on 9/11. 3,000 innocent people, just so they could push through a Patriot Act and go to war with a country that didn't have anything to do with it. Because money. These people will stop at nothing. They sell children. They sell children like Wawa sells sandwiches. They don't care. They don't care. This is about money. When Trump was in from 2016 to 2020, the traffickers lost billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars. And he didn't even have full control of the government. Could you imagine how much money they'll lose if he gets full control of the government? You people have no idea. You have no idea what kind of evil lurks in that bureaucracy that we call the federal government. You have people bought and paid for thousands of times. They've been bought and paid for so much, they don't even know who owns them anymore. And here we go again. I watched Alex Jones today, and he said, this man needs to be in a bunker. Everything needs to be digital. One time, they miss. Okay. 2 times. Donald, I know you like your golf, but I'd like a president that's breathing. So as much as you're in our prayers, you're not invincible. And by the by, it's not the pew-pews, it's the people. It has nothing to do with anything. Because if it's the guns, then Why hasn't any gun ever harmed anybody by itself ever? I think you all understand what's going on here, and if you don't realize what you're in, then there's no sense in explaining it to you. Twice. He's indicted 3 times. He's impeached twice. They attempted on his life twice. You're in a hot one. And if you don't want to believe it, that's fine. This attempt failed. My opinion, they need to shut down this election. They have to. There is no doubt in my mind that they have to shut down this election. They have to shut it down. So, what do they do next? Read their playbook. They fake something that gives them the ability to do what? Enact something that suspends the Constitution and your voting rights. I'm just saying, all you people out there that all these memes and all this other stuff, that's fine. But I don't think most people understand what's truly going on. This battle is hardcore. People that don't believe in high altitude stratospheric injection, aka chemtrails. People that don't believe in that want to tell me, by the way, after the former CIA director told you about it in a press conference. You are the same people that don't believe. You're the same people that believe, I should say, that someone with no flight experience crashed a 757 into the Pentagon without touching the ground. None of you remember the press conference before 9/11. Donald Rumsfeld at the Pentagon, 6:30, Monday, September 10th, 2001. Ladies and gentlemen, we're missing $2.3 trillion. We don't know where it is. We can't track it. We don't know where it is. Conveniently, the next day, the accounting division of the Pentagon gets hit with a plane. With a plane? Really? A plane. Conveniently. The accounting division. I want to ask you a question, America. Your company can't find $100,000. And a day before you're going to be audited, a fire happens in your accounting office. And all the records are gone. You think the IRS is going to care? You're going to jail. You destroyed evidence. Government does it, it's fine. American people do it. Conspiracy, defrauding, whatever. I don't think there's much left. There's not much of an America left to save at this point. to the kids that are in 5th and 6th grade now, they're never going to know the America that the boomers knew. They're never going to know that freedom. I'll never know the freedom my parents knew. My parents were born in 1943. I'll never know the freedom they knew. I'll never see my country the way they got to. Thanks to this bureaucratic bullshit. I weep for my country today. And I weep for the people who are actually enjoying watching it suffer. I weep for them in a way that they can't even imagine. Because after it crumbles and falls apart, they think it's just going to be a free-for-all. I can't wait to see these folks, New York, Portland, Seattle, San Francisco. Can't wait to see these folks when the system is gone. And they can't get their heroin anymore. And they can't go to the dispensary and get their weed anymore. Or they can't get a needle to stick that dope in their arm. They can't get any food because all the farmers barricaded themselves in the states that actually cared about them. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is going to really be a really shitty ride. God bless.